Brandon Ingram. That's your man's.
Man.
That's your man's. That's your man's.
That's not enough, man. He's coming off injury as well. He's coming off injury as well. But I do think it was a big game from Zion, though, to go out there and do that. Especially the first half, it looked like he was mainly only going at other guys outside of Bron and AD. Prince was getting cooked. Rui was getting cooked. Jackson Hayes was getting cooked in situations. But it seemed like every time LeBron James or Anthony Davis got in his face, or maybe he saw a double team, he wasn't making the right reads. And then out of nowhere, he adjusts and he's finishing over the top of guys. He's going at guys. He's getting aggressive. This was a big game for Zion Williamson. Obviously, Shaq always says the same stuff over and over again. He's always, I need you to go get 40. But it seemed like he listened to Shaq and he went out there. He did what he could to put his team in position to win, but he just couldn't pull it off because of obviously the injury. But this is a big game for him, and this is the first time, obviously, Pelicans weren't playing, I think, last year or the year, one of these years. But he wasn't there. This is his first taste at the playoffs / playing for him to be able to go out there and do that in this situation. I think that's big on his career and what he has moving forward for the league. With Son, now that he's finally, in that game shape. And shout out to him put on a much better performance than he did in that in-season tournament. I think when he absolutely folded, and even on Sunday when he absolutely folded, only had 12 points. But I think that's big for him moving forward in his career and what he has for the league. Because I think that a lot of people have kind of written him off, but I think the league should kind of get back on that Zion marketing train that they were when he first jumped into the league. If he can stay in this condition and stay with this level of aggression.
Yeah, I agree. I definitely agree. And to me personally, I think that Zion put the league on notice today. When you see me rolling towards the paint, get the fuck out the way. Because he put LeBron on his ass. And LeBron,
finally.
You want to know something funny? Do you remember when Zion was coming into the league, it was like a stat that said like the force that he generates when you take a charge from him is like getting hit by a Hummer?
I think I saw that.
LeBron felt like he got hit by a fucking Hummer today. Because that boy went...
Oh, you talking about the one when he took a charge?
Yeah.
He tried to take a charge and LeBron fell on his wrist.
LeBron is not a small guy. He went through LeBron like he was a fullback. And LeBron was a 5'11" cornerback, and he goddamn what's big boy name that just signed to the Ravens? Derrick Henry. Literally, Zion ran through LeBron like he was Derrick Henry, bro. So I know that the Lakers are glad that that they won that game, and I know they breathed a deep sigh of relief when he went out of the game, because if we're gonna be honest, the Lakers were doing their best to give away that game. Am I wrong about that? Like they were doing their best job to give that game away. And then Zion gets hurt. I didn't understand necessarily the motivations for Willie Green. Hey, yo, shout out to the homies Simon Wace. He said, D-Lo, 3-time playing champ. He's the most mid player in the NBA. No, he's not the most mid player in the NBA. I'll say this. I give D-Lo a lot of credit. You want to know why I give D-Lo a lot of credit? Because his whole career... it's not our fault he was written off. It's his fault he was written off. He did that shit in LA, ruined his reputation, went to the Warriors, flamed out, went to the Nets, was whatever.
He made the All-Star team with the Nets.
He did make the All-Star team, but but he's never been good enough for anyone to want him to stay. So I don't want to say he's the most mid player in the NBA, but I do think D'Lo will wind up going down as like one of the all-time great scoring role players of this generation. Like when you look back on this generation, you'll remember D'Lo as one of the great like scorers that was a role player. Even at three that he hit, I mean, he's obviously been clutch his entire career since he was in high school. So like I like what the Lakers are doing. I think what the Lakers are doing is impressive. And if D'Lo is gonna play like this, I think they'll be successful. I think I tweeted it during the third quarter. If the Lakers are gonna play like they played in the first half every single quarter, then they're gonna win a championship. Like Austin Reeves, by the way, ice in his veins, and I want my bottle.
I got you, man. Next HNB or whenever you go out, I got you.
I ain't forgot about it. You wanna know something funny? I wasn't even thinking about that. One of the fans sent me Austin Reeves averages in the middle of the Lakers game. Like, TPJ, look at this. I'm like, yeah, let's get it cracking, bro. They holding my man's Joel accountable on the bottle bet. But I will say this. I still want my bottle, but that was, and I got to give you kudos and a round of applause. I actually got to load some applause into this thing. But I give you kudos and a huge round of applause for predicting that, for believing in Austin Reeves the way you believed in Austin Reeves. Give me your thoughts on the Lakers, and now that they're moving on to play the Denver Nuggets, are they actual real world contenders? Are we going to look at do they really have a chance to beat the Nuggets? Before you do that, just center your camera a little bit for me. But do they really have a chance to beat the Nuggets? Go ahead, Joe. Talk to me. Do the Lakers really have a chance to beat the Nuggets?
I believe so. I don't see why anybody would believe otherwise. I understand what they did in the playoffs, but like I said earlier in the podcast, it was a very, very competitive series. And one thing to piggyback on what you were saying about D'Lo is last year in the conference finals when the Lakers were swept, D'Lo probably had one of the worst series we've seen from a player. He had career lows and everything. I think he averaged like 6 points per game. He was getting benched in the fourth quarter, and when he was out there, he was a liability on both ends. He wasn't spacing the floor. He was getting attacked on defense, and it was a disaster class. It was he followed it kind of that way in the beginning of this season. He wasn't playing that well. He was in trade rumors, and then out of nowhere, his game just went to a whole nother level. Like for the past 3, 4, 5, it's a big sample size. It's not just like a couple like it's not like small couple games or so. Last 3, 4, 5 months, he's been exceptional. I think he's having one of the greatest 3-point seasons in Laker history. He's hit over, I think, 253s this year, shot over 42% from three. And he is there in moments. He's had some decent defensive moments, but man, the three ball has just been insane. He releases it quick, one of the quickest, highest releases in the league. He can go off the dribble, spot up. He can come out off the pick and roll in various different ways. He's making reads. He's taking a lot of pressure off LeBron James and Davis with the way he's played. If D'Lo doesn't do D'Lo doesn't do what he did today. Lakers don't win this game. If he can give us a couple, we don't need him to do this the entire series. Last year, he didn't give us a single good game in the Western Conference Finals. If he can give us 2, 3, maybe even 4 games similar to what he did today, I think the Lakers have a very legit chance. I think he's going to be the X factor for the series, because coming from getting nothing from him last year to getting what he's been doing this year, the last 3, 4, 5 months of the season, that changes the entire dynamic of the series. And I also think this Lakers team is just they're more seasoned. They play well together. I think we've got about 4 or 5 more wins than we did last season this year, and that could have been changed if Ham. I think he was doing a little bit too much at the start of the year. He didn't have Rui in the starting lineup. Was running Cam Reddish out there. He was just doing too much experimenting when the recipe was right there in front of your face. When he got back to the basics, which is Rui in the starting lineup, Reeves in the starting lineup, and these things, the Lakers, they start winning basketball games just like how they did post All-Star break last year, heading into the crazy fire run that they had last year. But yeah, so once they got to the basics, they became a different basketball team. They just have to come. It's gonna come down to the execution. If they can run these lineups, they can shorten the rotations. Guys can show up. Reeves can continue to be big for him. Rui can continue to be big for him, and they can, if they have to execute down, because pretty much every Lakers Nuggets game kind of ends the same way. It'll be a back and forth battle. The next thing you know, boom, boom, Nuggets are up 6 straight, 8 straight. A couple bad plays will happen, and the game is over. It'll go in that direction. But I think that with the chemistry the team has now, this is now the second year coming back with the same core. I think it'll be a little bit more different coming down the stretch with these games, and I think that they can keep it close. I think they definitely have the star power. They have the I think they have the big. They kind of only area they kind of lack that worries me is that they don't have the depth, the bigs. If we look at 2020 when the Lakers beat the Nuggets, they had JaVale McGee, Dwight Howard, and Davis. Now you're just kind of looking at it's more just Davis, and I mean Hayes has his moments, but Hayes isn't he's not that reliable on that aspect. Gardner Jokic, he's gonna get in the foul trouble quick. He's gonna jump at everything, and he just isn't really something the Clippers do for sure.
Yeah, I think the Lakers are actual contenders for the first time really all year. And the reason why I say that, and I agree with you, is because I believe that if the Lakers are able to beat the Nuggets, I think they're going to go to the finals and they'll play the Celtics. And I think the NBA gets their wish, Lakers Celtics first round. I think that would be something that would make Adam Silver's heart just flutter and go crazy, especially now you got Caitlin Clark going to the WNBA. You coming off Lakers Celtics finals. Maybe LeBron, if LeBron can somehow pull together a ring this year, this is a legacy year. This will, if the Lakers win the championship and LeBron is the best player on the Lakers, I will no longer be upset at anyone who says that LeBron is greater than Michael Jordan. And I think that LeBron has a lot left in the tank for one more final run. And honestly, you go, and this might sound crazy, but if LeBron win a ring this year, he probably should retire.
Not without that farewell tour. You know you need that farewell tour.
Well, why does LeBron need a farewell tour?
Because it's too much. It's just too much. That's just too much. That's too much of an opportunity. No, he's not passing on that, especially LeBron. We know LeBron.
I mean, I don't understand this, bro.
His last name is James, man. You don't think LeBron could strong arm a team into getting
look, shout out black nepotism. I love it. It's beautiful. But this is ridiculous.
You don't think if Giannis
it's like J. Cole taking up a roster spot?
You don't think
in Africa?
What is Thanasis doing for the Bucks? Taking up a roster spot. Yeah. Why is that happening? Because of his brother. You don't think LeBron James got more power than Giannis Antetokounmpo?
I disagree with that though. Have you ever seen Dame Lillard talk about Thanasis?
Oh my God! Because he's a come on, man, don't do that. It's because he's positive.
So you telling me
he brings energy to the team?
So you telling me a team drafting Bronny to bring energy?
To possibly bring LeBron James. And you don't think LeBron James could easily hint at, kind of like when LeBron told the Heat to draft Shabazz Napier, then he dipped out on him, and it just kind of just stuff like that. I just think just off the strength of his last name alone, and that he's going to go through workouts. And also, last season is kind of in a non-belief form. It doesn't really showcase his talent the way it was supposed to. He coming off the heart injury. USC is probably was probably a bottom 3 team in the Pac-12. They were horrible. And it was a mess. LeBron even talked about himself on the podcast. How he watching them gave him a headache. It was just USC was an all around mess. But if he can show some decent skills in the combine, if not, then he can come back.
Back